Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Strategic Business Leadership Pre-Scene Analysis by myself, Abdul Basit, right? I'm a tutor of SBL, APM, and ACCA, and CRSBM in ICAW. I possess 5 years of teaching experience and 5 years of corporate experience, right? And I've worked in many industries. I worked in many industries, so therefore I could relate with this SBL paper because it's a practical paper, right? It's more like a project rather than a paper, right? So this is the time that we are solving mock 1, right? The thing is that I'll be solving mock 1, yes, and this class would be publicly available as well, right? I won't be drafting an answer, I'll be showing a key to that answer, and then I'll be solving the complete answer on the exam practice platform, right? So let's just read and plan. Today's target is to read and plan. Just to let you know that my students have scored 8 nationwide positions in exams of SBL and APM, right, of ACCA, and I'm a teacher of Mirchawala's above accountancy. In SBL, I have 4 positions. In APM, I have 4 positions as well from different nations. So this is really what I like, right? So let's just move directly to the paper that we left. So now the crash course is started with full capacity. We have done the read pre-seen and predicted the requirements as well. Now students have to read it again. Then we solved these 3 questions: Zilba hotels, nearby, and highlights. So why you solve that? The thing is that these questions are pertaining, these are the real life ACCA exams, right? Real life ACCA exams, and they are pertaining to same industry in which the question is, right? And if the industry is same, so luckily you're going to be getting some similar requirements, right? So if they are from the same industry, so we should be doing it. I solved Zilber with you guys, right? I've posted it. I solved nearby with you guys. I've solved highlight with you guys, and now we are doing 3 mocks, right? So today is the class of mock 1, and in mock 1 of this pre-scene, I'll be solving particularly. I'll be reading it, right? In this class, I'll be reading it. I'll be planning the answers, right? I'll be guiding how to attempt SBL, right? I'll be guiding this as well. So I'll be reading in today's class, planning the answer, how to attempt SBL, and then in next class, solving the question on software, right? So I'll be solving the question on software as well, just for you guys, just that you guys can score some good marks. And guys, I want the positions, so make sure you are studying for some nationwide positions as well. So this is in SPL that we want to do. So it's mock 1, and here we go, right? So giving you an exam type scenario. Yeah, the complete answer, I'm writing it here again, that complete answer would be drafted on software in next class, right? So complete answer would be drafted in software in next class. In this class, we are going to plan the question, we are going to see the requirements, and we are going to see the answer planner that I have made, right? So am I clear, guys? Any questions? You guys can text me on WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is +92 331 2623 849. So this is the WhatsApp number of mine. Shall we begin? If yes, do let me know. Shall we begin? If yes, please allow me. Guys, my strategy is very clear in this paper. My strategy is very clear. So what's that? It's simple as that, that you'll be reading the first page, read first page, right? Like this page, and then requirements, right? Don't read exhibit first. Before reading exhibits, you must be having requirements in your mind so you can fetch some points, right? If you're reading the exhibits, don't having the requirements in your minds, you won't be able to replicate that what examiner is talking about. So the strategy is very clear. The strategy is very clear, that read the first page and then requirements, right? Read the first page and then requirements, huh? So, Levwell PLC is a company operating a chain of 35 owned. This is the same thing that we knew. We are based in Estland. So this is the benefit of this particular. This is the benefit of this particular. I will say paper or the pre-scene that you got to know about industry. Believe me, guys. In my time, when I was attempting this paper, there were no industries. So we came to know about which sector is being tested in, on the exam day. So if someone doesn't know about that industry, he or she really had some problems while drafting the answer. Whereas if someone has worked in that industry, so that guy was genius among all, right? So believe me, SBL has been easy once the pre-scene is released. Pre-scene have made this paper, pre-scene have made this paper easy peasy, guys, easy peasy, right? Mainly serving leisure guests in rural and coastal locations. Your work as a senior consultant for Helio Advisory, a consultancy firm engaged by Levwell PLC, board to advise on number of operational and technology people related issues. So we are going to get some questions on operations, we are going to get some questions on technology, and we are going to get some questions on people related issues affecting the group. And it's currently December 2025 2005. The following exhibits available on the left hand side of the screen. So I'll show you the software, huh? Don't worry, I'll draft an answer on the software so you guys know about. And in fact, the highlight question, I remember the highlight question, I have completely solved it on software. So I'll show you software. Don't worry, in the next class you guys will know that how to attempt on software, huh? Information relevant to the case study, report from business development director, operational performance, pricing and occupancy. I told you KPIs and performance measurement is an integral part of this, right? Performance measurement, KPIs, and these are the integral part, huh? Right? And then email from IT manager, HMS, limitation of cyber risk, always a favorite of examiner, right? And believe me, guys, I'm going to give you 3 marks, huh? So that means you have around 15-18 questions, then 3 past papers that we have attempted, huh? Then 3 past papers that we have attempted. So just think of it, that the one who has attempted 3 marks and the one those who have attempted these 3 type of similar papers, guys, you are pass. Just believe me, you are past. You just have to have in your heart that okay, we can do it, and you are past. I totally say, right? Now, talent management and staff turnover issues highlighted by HR director and customer satisfaction discussion. So pre-scene information, which you have already used to familiarize in the industry, which is also available, but don't open it, guys. Pre-scene is just for you to read it 3 or 4 times before at home. Why you are going to open it? I don't think so that this should be opened, right? Rest up to you. But I would say that don't open. You just have to remember the key important findings. And if you open too much exhibits in the software, then you itself would be really confused at what to be done. Huh? So the information should be answered in each within the responses options. So let's dive on to the requirements rather than going on to exhibit, right? Now, task 1. Levwell's board will shortly be reviewing the company's pricing approach and the future of its hotel management system. You have been asked in your role as an external consultant to prepare material to support these discussions. Okay, so our pricing seems to be questionable here, right? The skills are analysis. The marks are 18 and 4. So at least 22 marks. So at least I will say 15 or 17 points, right? And this is about the pricing approach that we are going to set. Please prepare a report. Format is report. Now these are some key important things that you should be knowing. For the board to evaluate Levwell's current approach of room pricing and revenue management, commenting on whether it remains appropriate in the current hotel market. So the context is, now let's see. Now let's see what this examiner has told you, or that means what I have told you, because I am the examiner of this mock, that what examiner has told you, it's quite very simple, that our pricing seems to be old fashioned, right? Whereas the customer wants something else. I think this, right? And you have to evaluate whether the pricing is right or wrong, right? Whether the pricing is right or wrong. So that's totally up to the examiner, that whether our pricing policy is right or wrong. Now we have to see. So any specific exhibit you think that would help us in drafting this answer? So operational performance, this would be the exhibit, I believe, that would help us to draft this answer, right? To draft this answer. Yeah, you have to allocate the exhibit, guys. Try allocating exhibits as well. In order to pass, try allocating exhibits to requirements. But sir, examiner says that answer should be from multiple exhibits. Yes, answer should be from multiple exhibits, but measure of the answer, maximum of the answer will be from one exhibit, and then connect pre-scene, and then connect other exhibits if possible, and then connect other exhibits if possible. If possible, then and there only you need to connect other exhibits. Okay, so now next question, hotel management system. As concerns have been raised regarding the system's resilience and suitability for future digital developments, the board chair has asked for a concise visual summary. Prepare 2 presentation slides evaluating the proposal to migrate hotel management system to cloud-based solution. Your slides should areas the main benefits of cloud, the main risk and criticism of cloud migration. So the topic tested here is cloud computing, and obviously, so helping exhibit would be this email from IT manager, HM system, limitation of cyber risk. Yeah, so migration would be really difficult if you have not followed the SOPs. Guys, in my previous company, I've seen converting from SAP ECC to SAP S4HANA. In fact, these are the SAP versions, right? S4HANA and ECC, and this migration I participated. So I exactly knew that how it ran, right? You need to transfer some of the data to a dummy software, so exactly see that how my reports are working there, and then you need to exercise the actual. So everything is done on a dummy server and then an actual server. Since I've played a pivotal role in this migration when my company did, so I exactly can know. In fact, I think these 14 marks and 4 marks for communication are very less. I exactly knew step by step that how you're going to be doing it. So what I'm saying this about this paper, if you have done this in your real life, if you have worked in this kind of scenario in your real life, if you have worked in this kind of scenario in the industry, then you are a pass. You know it, because I really don't need 18 marks to draft it. I can write it for 100 marks, right? That how this cloud migration should work. But obviously we need to connect with the scenario. We need to connect with the exhibit as well. Okay. So the second requirement is done as well. Now, task 2. Part 1 and part 2. Staff turnover and capability. Let me change the color, please. Yeah. So staff turnover and capability challenges across hotels have raised concerns at board level. So staff turnover was KPI. You need to know about your industry, how in industry the staff turnover is versus company. In fact, I remember from the pre-scene, I guess the company staff turnover was around, I must say, 20-25%, right? Or maybe 30%. Let's just have a look onto that as well. So about the company's ability to deliver a consistent guest experience, you have been asked to provide an independent assessment to support the next board discussion, right? Uh, Prepare a report. So again, the report is both that evaluates the main reasons of high staff turnover at Levwell and explain implications in the capability, service consistency, and a guest experience evaluation. That means pros and cons, right? Overall conclusion for 4 marks, 16 marks, or 20 marks, I'll write at least 15 points. Sir, but what happens to that rule that 1 point equals to 2 marks? I don't care, guys. I need to write more. The paper is easy. The paper can be drafted on keyboard. So the more you answer, the more get the points, right?
जी भाई. Oh, yes, sorry. Task two, it was pertaining to implications as having on capability, service consistency, and delivers of guest experience and all. Okay. Now, given the implications identified, the board is considering different strategic responses to stabilize and improve service consistency. See, the problem with the service sector is it isn't consistent, right? It isn't consistent.
Yeah. So the problem with the services is that it isn't consistent. Huh? I hope I am audible to all. Please confirm to me as well. Yeah. So they have requested an assessment of the options available to business consequences because they are struggling to maintain the consistency. They want some people to comment on them that whether they are consistent or not, right? Broader business consequences to evaluate that, right? So strategic advisory, you guys must be saying that, sir, we are just a student and we are the strategic advisor, what you guys have made us. So this is what this paper brings us. And guys, believe me, this is so practical paper. I don't know why people think that FR, AFM, these are the works that they are going to do. These all works are going to be done through the software. This is what that software cannot do, the advisors. And in fact, the AI can do this as well, right? But then human intervention is very important. Huh? So, for the board outlining the realistic strategic options, Levwell has to respond and persistent turnover and explain the potential commercial and operational consequences of each option. 14 marks. So professional marks are available for skepticism for demonstrating questioning approach, and 4 marks for are going to be for skepticism, and this is basically you are going to critically evaluate you're going to critically evaluate its services, right? And you are going to suggest how to improve, right? So the thing is that what I believe is the major inconsistent thing, or which brings the inconsistency, the major thing is staff not being the same, right? If there's a different staff, there will be different type of service, right? There will be different type of options that are going to be particularly with this service sector, right? So persistent turnover, explain the potential commercial and operational consequences, and all that needs to be done, right? Sir, any exhibit pertaining to it? So I don't think so. Oh yeah, the staff turnover issue, this is somehow related, and talent being not managed, so this is somehow related to that exhibit. But more or less I believe that since this paper can give you general requirements whom the data isn't that much available, so I would say that this is I'll say that this is kinda general requirement, right? You wouldn't be getting so much data with this, huh? You wouldn't be getting so much data. Now, the last question, and see, we haven't even just read the exhibits and just got the requirements. So we know now the requirements are that performance evaluation, then slides to for cloud based migration, and then obviously we have some high staff turnover. So we need to deliver the consistency of the service, and after that we need to give some strategic advisory that how we can eliminate the turnover and retain our talent and some kind of this, right? So Levwell's most recent customer satisfaction score has fallen. Okay, so we have gone down, and several directors have expressed concern about how this may affect the company's competitive position. So, and brand reputation. So, the board chair has asked an independent summary to support their upcoming discussion of this issue. Now, prepare a briefing for the board that explains the key factor contributing to Levwell's declining customer satisfaction and set out main implications for stakeholder relationships and competitiveness. And this is commercial acumen. This is commercial acumen. So how now here you need to be very commercially sound. Why, sir? Because you cannot answer, you cannot, I'll say can not answer nonsense here, right? You cannot answer nonsense here, because you're going to explain the factors that have resulted in decline in customer satisfaction. So you cannot say that's our hotel management system is bad or this kind of a thing. No, you need to be very specific to that level and the exhibit that I've given, right? I'm writing here that this is a general requirement, but I am writing here also that this is in specific to the scenario. Now here a general answer would kill your marks. And since we have briefing notes 18 and 4 22, so at least 16 points, guys, at least 16 points. You can write more, but you cannot write less in this. Okay, you cannot write less in this. Got it? Now, sir, and I have allocated the colors to the requirement as well. So same colors would be used in the specific exhibit. This is how you can remember that this was the point that you highlighted and you can write in the requirements. So just brief view on the requirements. What are they? Brief view on the requirements. What are they? So they are performance evaluation, then cloud-based migration, then services inconsistency and talent management, how to improve them. And then there was a requirement, I just forgot it, that was specific, that how your customer satisfaction could be improved. Now let's read some exhibits, huh? So business development director, operational performance. Now why not reading exhibit, remembering question, and evaluating answer. This is what today's class is. That I won't be reading the complete paper. This is not my strategy. I'll just read the exhibit that's relevant for the requirement, and then I'll attempt that paper, right? Although there could be some points from the next exhibit as well, but when I'm reading the next exhibit, I know the question, and if I want to go back, I can go back. But reading the complete exhibit in detail would bring too much English and too much things in your mind that you won't be able to answer or you won't be able to remember. So now here the strategy would be read one exhibit, draft your answer. Read another exhibit, draft the second answer. And if you want to add on point on the first exhibit, you can. Got it? So, sir, here it is. Pricing approach, proposal of yield management pilot. I have reviewed recent room performance in several Levwell regions and compared our pricing practices with those two of our direct competitors. From this analysis, it appears that Levwell is missing revenue opportunities due to our static pricing model, right? So that means our pricing model is challenged here, and I think that our pricing model is not good, what I have gone through, right? Now They're telling you what happens in the industry. Now here they are telling you, huh? So market leaders in an hotel chain segment, Beston and Travelwise, both use automated yield management systems which adjust room prices in response to changes in demand. According to the publicly available industry reports, these competitors modify their prices several times during high demand periods such as public holidays and local events. Over the past year, they have reported an increase in room revenue between this, which they partly attribute to these automated systems. So now, what they have done, they haven't got a man sitting to do this, they have got an automated AI based system that updates the prices, right? That updates the prices. Obviously the system would cost a lot, and due to implementation of the system it's 7% and 9%. I told you from my Scotland tour that I got one room at 150 pound because of Saturday night, and the same room was on 50 pound. Now that's the difference. That's the automated system that they do, right? Now, to rely on annual price lists set during the budgeting process. What the hell is this, guys? Are you guys those that set and budgeted price and then apply that without considering the real features? What the hell is this? This is really bad management, and somehow you guys have survived. I don't know how. Hotel managers can reduce these rates by 25%, which itself is a fraud. I have tested this requirement in a second mock. I'll bring it to you, right? But they cannot increase them or respond quickly if demand rises unexpectedly. During the Lakes Music Festival, our room sold out 2 weeks earlier than usual, yet the rate remained unchanged throughout. Travelwise increased its prices progressively over a 3 period. A similar pattern occurred during the Heritage Weekend in the North Coast, where both competitors altered pricing multiple times, while our hotels maintain the same seasonal rate. This is really bad. And I don't know why I'm teaching in a hotel based industry, and I received a message from email from Hotel Al Amarat, enjoy a luxury experience. So this is how this AI works, right? I don't know, but somehow I've received the email. If you guys can read it, so that was it, right? Now, given these missed opportunities, I believe Levwell should trial a yield management system in a small group of hotels. Okay, so it's first time implementation, right? It's first time implementation. So I would say, uh, do not push it all, right? Do not push it all. Make it step by step. Apply it to step by step, right? A 3 month pilot in a selection of coastal and lakeside locations would help us understand how much incremental revenue these tools might generate and whether the approach is practical. For wider implementation, the system would need to interact with our current booking channels, and IT would have confirmed whether our existing HMS can support. A controlled pilot would allow us to evidence and all that, right? So, guys, the request and the question is same here. That report current approach, which is very bad, very bad. Although this would attract some loyal customers, you can write it that okay, we are cheap and our customers know that, but this is bad in this today's world, right? So giving you some time, right? Giving you some time. Let's plan your answer. Give some time for planning, and then I'll show you my planner that I've attached, right? Obviously I'm not going to draft this answer now, but I'll show you my planner, that how you're gonna be or how many points there can be written, right? And then in the next class I'll open up the software ACCA, and then I'll draft the answer there. Okay. Just think of it, guys. I can clear up my chats then. Yeah. So let's just read my planner here. So these are the pointers, right? That one can write down. And obviously we'll draft it later, right? So these are the pointers that can be written. Obviously I won't expect all answers, huh? I won't be expecting that, huh? Just to bring something in your attention. Let me just extract that here so that just a second, huh? Just wanted to show you guys something. Yeah, those who think that's my answer isn't like your answer, and the problem is I don't even thought about these points just to show you this thing, right? So that you guys can at least feel some confidence. Now read it, huh? What SBL examiner is saying. What examiner is saying? Just think of it, huh? So it's not always possible to publish suggested answer. They are also saying that I cannot publish that answer that you have thought of. You might have some extra points and you might have some good points, but I cannot publish that, which comprehensively cover all valid points which candidates might make. Credit will be given to the candidates for points not included in the answer, but which nevertheless are relevant to the requirement. So if you have given some points that are not in the examiner answer or in my answer, you would still be getting points, right? In addition, in this integrated case study, examination points made in one question may be reintroduced or fully developed in other questions as long as these are made in the specific context of requirement, right? So that means that even if you are making a point and that isn't in the examiner answer, but your point is right, you will be getting marks. Did you guys knew that? See, this is the beauty of SBL. My answer and your answer can be totally different, but if we both are making good points and giving good comments, we both can pass. The suggested answer presented below may give much more detail than would be expected from most candidates under examination conditions. They may also have used a particular approach or model which should not be taken as only approach or model which could have been used. Different approaches and structuring of the answer are expected to full credit relevant and appropriate solutions to the task given, and the answer provided are therefore intended to support revision and tuition for the future examinations. So finally, it should be noted that the candidates will not get full professional marks if they have not presented their answer according to the format. For example, if the task is completed, evaluation skills are tested. Even after have made the evaluation criteria, if you have not used the format, you're going to be losing some marks, right? And what examiner has said that this is much more detailed. Examiner answers are much more detailed. You do not or you cannot explain the answer like the examiner does, but at least you can take some ideas, right? At least you guys can have some ideas in this. Right? So, sir, pricing and revenue management approach. So, let's read some answers here. Huh? Let's have a discussion on that, please. So, it's very clear. Pricing and revenue management approach. The format is report. Weaknesses in current approach. What are the weaknesses? I'll give a separate para for a weakness, so I've made it, right? Static annual pricing does not reflect real-time demand, right? Static annual pricing. Managers are restricted to discount only, cannot increase. Now this is one point, this is one point. I've written it, right? Maximum 25% of discounts create revenue compression. Now what happens here, that if a customer is bargaining a little, the manager would immediately give 25% discounts, right? Because they have the power. If they don't want to waste the time, they can do it, right? And similarly, inconsistent pricing being followed, because at some hotel manager might give 20%, the other hotel manager is sweet, it would give 25%, the other hotel manager is rude, it would give 15%. So that means we'll compare that hotel of the same brand gives you lower prices and that hotel of the same brand gives you higher prices. So think of it, huh? Think of it that this is an issue here. This is an issue here, right? Then, lack of pricing governance or central oversight. Someone should be there to monitor, guys. Someone should be there to monitor. Someone should be there to monitor, right? No yield software, slow response to demand spikes. High demand would require high price. High demand equals to high price, but the managers are not following it. This is really bad because they have been given a printout of the prices. Revenue leakage due to selling out early at low rates, and since you are offering at low rates, so your revenue is getting leaked, and other hotels are charging higher, so people are booking you early and the other peoples are getting paying higher to the other hotels, right? Inability to optimize rates during events and peak periods, poor visibility of competitor, manual reliance increases error risk, and you are doing all things manually. You are just giving them budgets to be followed, and this could be an issue here, right? I would straight away write at least five weaknesses, at least. And sometimes I would merge 2 points to explain. If I want to make my point more stronger, I would have merged, like this lack of pricing, and this could be merged, right? And similarly, poor visibility of competitor movements and manual works would be merged, right? Now, competitor, what they have done, what my competitor have done. So competitor adjusted price multiple times per day, means at 1 minute the price is something and the other minute the price is something, and this has been observed by these eyes, right? I have seen this people doing, I have seen this people doing. Competitors captured events driven demand via automation. Competitors report 7 to 9% FPR uplift due to dynamic pricing, and you guys have missed that. Levwell losing market share to more sophisticated competitors. Competitors flexible pricing increase their profitability. Levwell perceived as less responsive and less modern, right? So it perceived as less responsive and less modern. The thing is that, sir, we are doing public welfare, but you are a business to earn, not the welfare business, right? Think of it. So this is competitive implications. Now, sir, what if we did now? What would be the problem? What would be the consequences? Now, this is something, and good student gonna be comment on, and good student will focus on this area, because the above one was a copy pasting from the question that you have got, right? So consequences are that weak alignment with modern digital hotel practices, so we might be considered old, poor, rational, all kind of this, right? Lower profitability in high demand windows, customer dissatisfaction due to price inconsistency, potential damage to levels mid-market positioning, right? Inability to maintain rate parity across channels, higher volatility of RAF bar across regions, risk of long-term competitive disadvantage, lack of data-driven decisions making at operational level. We are not following data, guys. We are not following data. We are just following assumptions made at budget, which is wrong, which is totally wrong. If you are following just the uh, budget or the assumptions that have been made at budget, so this is totally wrong, right, guys? Did you get it? And obviously, not all points to be written in exam, right? Not all points to be written in exam. It should be major, right? Like major would have resulted in major marks, right? Major would have been resulted in major marks, and since I would suggest that rather than going for 2 mark pointers, just give 3 lines, get 1 marks, and move ahead. Right? 3 lines equals to 1 marks, and then move ahead. This is what requires. Right? This is what it requires. I believe that I'm able to communicate the right things. Huh? Got this? So let's move on to the next paper or next exhibit. The color I selected was blue, I believe, and yeah, cloud computing. So let's read the data and then think of the points that you're gonna be making here. So it's from IT manager to chief operating officer, HMS reliability issues and technology implications following recent discussions about potential upgrades to our pricing approach. So it's connected with the previous exhibit you saw. So I wanted to highlight some concerns relating to our current hotel management systems. Over the past few months, we have experienced a number of incidents that suggest the system is becoming increasingly difficult to maintain. Okay, so it's really difficult to maintain. The HMS, the hotel management system, hosted on own servers. Now that's bad. You must be going to someone external, those who are quality and in this world, everyone is doing it externalized. In fact, your data is on Google Drive, guys. You do not own Google, right? So at head office, these servers are now uh, over 7 years old and have required multiple emergency patches in the past year. We have had three outages in the last 2 months, each lasting between 20 and 45 minutes. During these outages, now this is something that's really bad in terms of hotels sector, right? So that means when a customer is walking in, that receptionist wouldn't be able to answer their queries. The thing is, they cannot see it on system, and I've also seen this as well, and this is really bad. This brings embarrassment on the staff as well, that where the hell do we work, guys, right? So reception teams were unable to access room status information, which caused delays at check-in and frustration for guests. Staff had to revert to manual processes until the systems restarted. So, in addition to these operational issues, our external IT security consultants identified several weaknesses during a recent review. These included outdated encryption settings on internal data transfers and the absence of multi factor authentication for back office users. So that means in the weaknesses during recent interview, they commented some things, right? And they had outdated encryption settings and an absence of multi factor authentication. And these are some things that your mobile gives you, that the small kids follow these things, right? So the consultants noted that while we have not had any known security breaches, the current system architecture would benefit from significant strengthening to reduce vulnerability. And so far, no one has attacked us. But if someone would have had, we would have gone. If someone would have had attacked us, so our systems are not that much to just, right, to resolve it. I should also mention that any move forward toward yield management or automated pricing tools would have technical implications. Most modern pricing systems are cloud-based, real-time data exchanges through APIs, so our current HMS not support this and would need either a major upgrade or replacement and all that. Even integrating basic pilot system could be challenging without addressing some underlying infrastructure issues. So please let me know if you would like more detailed report on the cost and HMS upgrades on cloud migration. Again, it's an easy question. What's the requirement, guys? The requirement is that you have to make 2 slides, and slides are very easy. In slides, usually you'll see communication skills. In slides, you have to write less because there's a point on the pointers that you have made, and then we have some notes to answer as well. So it's a very easy requirement. Benefits, and again, the criticism with this. So again, at least 2 slides would be enough. So task one, 2 slides. Now notes would be done when we are drafting. Benefits would be improved system resilience and reduced outages, right? Enables a real-time integration with the yield management tools, right? And then we have better data security with modern cloud standards, enhanced scalability for future upgrades, so you can upgrade it later, right? And reduce reliance on physical servers. Now today's world, you do not need to have physical servers, right? You need some hostings from the cloud-based servers, right? And then access to vendor support and continual updates, improved efficiency in check-in and check-out, and ultimately customer experience, that what matters the most. Faster deployment of new digital guest services, supports long-term digital transformation, allows consistent IT performances across 35 hotels. This is the best one. That you'll be consistent in everything, right? You will be consistent. Now, so criticism, very easy. Migration disrupts the operations. I've observed this. When you have migrated your data, sometimes staff needs to go home because they cannot work. This is really bad. Compatibility challenges, potential vendors lock-in risk, ongoing subscription fees is increased, operating costs because you need to run parallel servers, right? Until and unless things gets fine, you will be running parallel servers, and since you are running parallel servers, the systems needs to be fine, the things needs to be fine. That means you need to bear some extra cost as well. Internet dependency, cloud cost, downtime, staff require training on new systems, sensitive data stored off premise may concern board, integration risk, project overrun, yeah, cost escalation risk. Like you at initially you thought that I would be having 1 million in transition, and actually it gets 3 million, so you're going to be losing your job because you didn't predict the right cost. Stronger IT governance and cybersecurity monitoring, and since now you are going to be going on cloud, so you'll be getting famous and you might be getting attacked by some famous cyber crackers as well, right? So I believe that these requirements are really good, right? You can appreciate me on my WhatsApp number that yeah, I have predicted some good requirements, and ultimately you can send some sweets if you gave your paper and you got some same requirements, right? Any questions till now? Yeah. So let's move on to the next question or next exhibit: talent management and staff turnover. We are facing a lot of difficulty due to this, right? So yeah. HR director, CEO, staff turnover, and its impact on service quality. I wanted to update you on the continuing challenges we are facing with staff turnover, and believe me, this is real life issue. No one's staying with the company longer than 2 years, I believe, right? Several departments. The pattern we discussed earlier in the year has persisted, and particularly in housekeeping, front desk, and food and beverages team. Many hotels report that a large proportion of operational staff have less than 6 months' experience, and managers say there's constant pressure to train new recruits while trying to maintain a day-to-day service. So we can either recruit, the HR is saying, or we can either the train existing one. And the main risk here is that many hotels report that a large proportion of operational staff have less than 6 months, right? Have less than 6 months. So A number of recent exit interviews show similar themes, right? Several employees mentioned that the workload feels relentless during peak periods, and they often receive their first proper training after only they have already been dealing with guests for some time. So that means there's no entry trainings. Now, if you want to train your staff, what you guys are doing, you're just pushing them in front of the customers, and this is how they're getting trained. And after that, we are saying, okay, we have arranged a training for you. Guys, believe me, there should be onboarding, there should be onboard training, there should be at least 1 week relaxation for the staff to go onto a hotel and just see how the staff works. A good hotels and a five-star hotels do this, right? So, some felt that the shift allocations were consistent, which made it difficult to balance work and personal commitments. Others felt there were limited opportunities to progress beyond their current roles, which reduced their motivation to stay. And similarly, if someone is doing like this with me, believe me, guys, I wouldn't be staying. I wouldn't be staying at that hotel. The operational impact is becoming more noticeable. A few general managers have told me that new front desk staff often take longer processes because they are unfamiliar with the system, and this has contributed to longer queues and busy times. Because they don't know about running the system efficiently, they're not the staff is the customer is making in lines, and we are just trying and test it with the system. Okay, this is how room gets key, this is how the room we get payment. So guys, what are you doing now? What are you doing? Your staff should be trained just like a machine, so that customer could be really happy with the type of services that you are giving. Now, housekeeping supervisors also report that the standard of room preparation varies depending on which team members are on duty, and they frequently need to carry out additional inspections to maintain quality. So additional inspections are being done. These issues are particularly concerning given Levwell's commitment to providing an exceptional. On our website, we are saying that we'll be providing exceptional performance, right? Exceptional experiences. So this is something very hilarious, I must say. Now, several departments heads believe that if we are reduce turnover and improve consistency, we need a more structured approach to developing staff skills, supporting their progression. I can prepare a more detailed outline if you feel this would be helpful for the next board meeting. So now, what was the question, guys? The question was sorry, prepare a report both that evaluates the main reasons of high staff turnover at Levwell and explain implications this is having on capability, service consistency, and expected guest experience. 20 marks, 15 good points. So, guys, how turnover is going to affect capability and service? High workload during peak seasons, demotivation, stressed of staff. And in service sector, if your staff is stressed, they're going to be getting angry on customers, and customers won't be like that. They want to be feel valued rather than getting the angerness. Inadequate initial trainings before guest interaction. Who would stay with you if you're not doing the training? Frequent shift changes on unpredictable scheduling. And if someone is going to come at morning and I'm saying no, you don't need to come at morning, in fact you need to come at morning and do the shift of evening and night as well, so how gonna be this thing work? Limited progression and career pathways. No one's gonna be getting promoted after doing a lot of hours, so this is kind of a shit they are doing. Supervisors support and inconsistencies, perceived unfair workload distribution, and some staffs getting favor and some getting resignations. So competitive labor market attracting staff away, and your competitor is offering more money, and if they are getting more money they would be going there. Bad scenes happening. Operational implications: longer check-in times due to inexperienced staff, variability in the housekeeping quality, increased reliance on the job training, right? reduced service consistency across hotels, so higher error rates, long queues, right? Increased supervisory workload, and your supervisor might be resigning as well because they need to correct so many errors. The staff is not good. Lower guest satisfaction and negative reviews connect with the scenario as well. That, yeah, they have faced this. Connect with scenario as well. That, yes, we have faced this. Loss of organizational knowledge as experienced staff leave, more complaints and service breakdowns, and reduced ability. And guys, your human capital is depleting. Huh? If your staff is leaving, so that means you can connect with integrated reporting that you have an human capital depleting, which is not good, which is totally not good at all, right? Did you guys like this mock? Huh? You can tell me on my WhatsApp number. Please do tell me. Huh? Please do tell me. So this was an easy, I must say, requirement. This was medium. That cloud-based things required knowledge, and this again was an easy one. So the paper, I would say, is easy, and the industry, I would say, itself is easy, right? So strategic advisory paper on the board outlining realistic strategic options to respond the persisting turnover. So how we can respond this turnover being commercially, and now being commercial, that means you can pay more, but the thing is that this would impact the profit, and no one wants to get depleting profit over the years just because you want to make your staff happy. So you have to think of it, guys. You have to think of it. This is something that needs to be answered, and this is not connected with the exhibit. This is generic. So strengthening capability, introduce structured onboarding programs, training first, work later. You can make these kind of slogans as well, right? So that you can attract staff. Clear progression pathways, like make SOPs. After 2 years you will be C supervisor, after 2 years you will be senior supervisor, then AM, and all that, whatever you want to make. Competency based trainings modules, right? Competency based training modules. Then we have established leadership development for supervisors as well. Yeah, supervisors needs to get a training on leadership, that how to lead staff as well. Huh? Create fairer, predictable schedule systems. Like what doctors used to do is rota based systems, right? Weekly rota needs to be given. You should hire a manager for this. Huh? You should hire a manager for this. So weekly rota, right? Did you get this? Now, introduce mentoring or buddy systems. Now, what's buddy system? It's very clear. It's very clear and cut, that when someone joins, they already know that this is the one who's going to be training me across the hotels and systems. Buddy systems is very good system, right? I used to observe this in my area as well. That I got an email on the first day that Musab would be my buddy, and I just need to go there, and he gonna be introducing me with everyone, with every system for one day, not doing his work. So yeah, it's good. Then standardize service quality expectations, improve recognition and reward systems. The Shukran rewards type I told you in the previous classes I did, right? And then enhance internal communication on career opportunities. Measure capability and turnover centrally. Skepticism points, risk that training investment may not reduce turnover. What if your staff, despite all this, doesn't stay with you? What you gonna be saying? That Sir Bassett told us that you're gonna be paying more to the staff, you're gonna be investing in training, they would stay you, and they didn't. So you cannot come to me, right? It's a practical world. Everyone has its own decisions, right? And high upfront investments, budgets, cultural resistance from hotel managers. The managers might not want this because they are not habitual of this culture. Capability programs requires consistent rollout. Difficulty in peak seasons. Huh? Staff may still leave after received trainings. Yeah. What if someone used to come and receive trainings and go despite this? Now let me give you an example. I really have a great example of my FTO. I won't take the name of him, the finance trainee officer. He was skills level qualified, He came to my company where I used to be the AM there, and then I get the managerial role as well. He came, and then he was skills qualified. So our company had a policy to provide funding for all the CCA papers, right? So he gave his SBL, SBR, ATX, AAA exams and got funded by the company. And the day he cleared his ACCA, he got affiliation. The next day, he got offer and he resigned. And see what he did. He at least saved 500 pounds. That company costed. And what company would have wanted that if we are bearing this money, at least you should spend 1 or 2 hours. But this could happen, guys. You can say that, sir, we have trained. In fact, we pursue training first, and that's despite of that staff is leaving. So yeah, this could happen, right? So need for a strong HR oversight to maintain consistency. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This could be done. This should be done. This should have been done, right? And then we go on to our last question: key factors contributing declining satisfaction and implications of strategic position, stakeholder relationship, and all that. So here are the key factors they have written here. We have received the latest guest satisfaction report. Our overall score has fallen this quarter, and I would like to understand what's driving this. So now CMO is saying something. So a lot of feedback relates to response times and consistency. Guests have mentioned delays at check-in, slower service in restaurants, and variability in room preparation. Several comments have say that experience depends on who is on duty. So we are also seeing more comparison on travel sites, especially on the hotels using more modern check-in tools. So people are comparing us with them, and they are laughing on us that what you guys have done. Operational teams are stretched. Some hotels are training new staff right in the middle of busy periods. This slows things down. When the HMS system goes down, even briefly, it creates queues almost immediately. Guests notice that kind of disruption. And going in a hotel and being in a queue is sometimes called like you have bought some problems by your own money. If despite paying you are in a queue, so it's really bad, right? We did reduce some budgets last year, including refurbishment and departmental training. At time we have believed these cuts would be manageable, but it seems they may be affecting service. So they are the ones who started this by cutting the budgets, right? So you're gonna be specifically writing that who told CFO to do this? Huh? This is finance guys is very bad in managing these things. So our brand promise is built around consistency, so high quality experience. A 3-point drop not seem huge, but perception changes quickly. Online reviews have a view of beyond your control. Let's not jump conclusions. Clear summary of causes and what should we prioritize. Do the refurbishment, do the training, do retain your employee. What else you know? Simple. What drives this decline? Huh? Longer check-ins, inexperienced staff, HMS outages that just outdated your system. Housekeeping standards are not, even the pressing of your clothes is not standardized, right? Slower restaurant services, high turnover, inexperienced teams, guest expectations rising, competitors offering more modern digital tools, cost cuts reduced, negative online reviews. Yeah, the online market, this global village is bloody hell in terms of ranking. Operational pressures, huh? So what's its strategic implication? We are diluting our brand, huh? We are diluting the brand. We are declining the loyalty. We are greater reliance on price competition, reduced ability. Revenue power is going, competitive disadvantage versus modernized rival. Now our competitor is far more ahead than us. Long-term positioning. Now, system upgrades. Guys, please, this is the first thing you have to do, HMS and cloud migration, and you can connect with the previous exhibits as highlighted in those exhibits. Increase investment in staff training. Despite your staff leaves, train them. Standardize your services. Addressed operational bottlenecks. Improve, monitor guest feedback and response speed. Your response speed to your customer should be too much great. Refurbishment budgets needs to be addressed. Strengthen your culture. Consider role redesign and flexibility. Track customer satisfaction monthly at board level. I guess one of the important KPIs for the board should be customers, and bringing some digitalization in your hotel as well. And guys, here we have completely read this mock's answer, right? So a great 1 or 1.5 hours. So now, guys, what's done? We have read the pointers. Now I'll draft this question in the next class, right? So what next class would bring, I'll open up the software of ACCA and I'll draft that question just for you guys, right? Draft that question just for you guys. Got it? So see you all in the next class. By the time now, this is the last class I am posting on YouTube, right? So by the time if you want to enroll in the crash course, so it's 923312623849 SBL by SAB, and I teach in English language, right? So you can contact me for this crash course, right? Thank you so much for your time.